Hi, my name is Janelle. Are you an empath? I am also. And many of the people that I'm working with are empaths. So I want to talk to you about the pain points that can come with being highly empathic. That means that you can feel, sense, and know things about other people, and not just the people around you, but even globally. You can and feel and have knowing about how the state of the planet is, whether you're tapping into people. You can also be tapping into the animals around the planet and or the trees and all things green. There's as an empath, there's different gift sets that go with that, and depending on that giftedness within it, you will be prone to be picking up and to have these knowings. Um, in those categories. Sometimes it's all of it, and it can just hit as a really as an overwhelming flood of unknown. So if this is happening to you as an empath, often then the side effects of that is extreme anxiety because there's no understanding. It's like, what does that even mean? It's just such an overwhelm, and the overwhelm is very real. So that triggers in our bodies because the body doesn't make sense to it. Our brain the brain is designed to get information in through our senses, so our physical senses, but also energetic senses. And if you don't know what I mean by that, let's have a conversation and I can explain that. Excuse me. And so we have these in these senses that's it's how we get the information into our brain, into our person. And then the brain is designed to take that and organize it and make sense of it. Well, if it doesn't have an understanding of where it's coming from, it's going to make things up. Not that you're making things up, it's just that your brain wants to make sense of it. So it could push a fight and flight sense in you because of some experience or experiences in your life that this might kind of feel like. It might feel exactly like it, pain, fear, traumas of some kind. And then you may have a like frequency in you from your personal experiences, and or maybe your genetics may have this in it. So it pushes a button and it's a trigger. And your brain will be, oh, it's this, and it'll translate this energy you're picking up and explain it to you as, oh my gosh. And that can manifest like anxiety. And it's very, very real. It also can manifest in depression. So it's common with the empaths that I'm working with that these both of these can be both anxiety, both and depression can be manifesting in their life. What we are finding now, this is not medical advice. Don't change anything in your daily routine. Don't change anything that you're doing with your doctors right now. Always check with your healthcare provider before changing anything or adding anything. So, taking away or adding anything. This is an information share. So, I'm sitting with a friend of mine and a client of mine who has been part of my 6 week and my 3 month classes. And as we're debriefing together, they're explaining to me how anxiety and depression, they were clinically diagnosed, and it was coming from and stemming from this gift thing that they have, this empathic gift. But when we don't, and when she didn't understand what was happening, this input was coming to her, and she didn't understand from what avenues her gift or how her gift brought the information to her and or what she was tapping into. She was tapping into both people globally, people in her space, and to just the planet's health. So the frequency of those, both of those were very heavy frequencies, and then her body's taking that on, and it is incredibly overwhelming. It also can tax our personal immune system, our personal adrenaline system, because of the stress in the frequency itself. So that in itself then can affect our health, our mental health, and our physical health as well. So as an empath, these things can be very overwhelming. So understanding how they work, how we work, what are we picking up on? How do we shift and target frequency. See, before we know, we're just being or can be just overwhelmed by just everything. But we can set intentions as empaths and actually kind of channel in on a specific frequency and picking up on that and understanding that. And so then now it becomes a tool that's useful in it can be just how are you create, how are you made and how are you designed to work? Are you walking with other people? And so you can pick up if you're a therapist or a counselor or a parent or a teacher, you can pick up on what exactly is the most beneficial thing to say or question to ask, for example. And that empathic gift gives you when you understand how yours work, how do your gift works, how can you plug in and hone in on just that frequency instead of that whole overwhelm, everything dumping into your space at once. So when the earth is going through really big traumas like it did through the whole COVID shutdown, there was so much fear and overwhelm for those all around the world. And so many of our empaths experienced massive depression and anxiety during those times because they were picking up on that. And so many of them didn't know that's what they were doing. So how can we as empaths take the pain out of it and embrace this incredible gift part of it, because there is. And the way we do that is by understanding the gift part of it. How do you work? How do you work specifically? And how can you raise your frequency and become intentional on what you are picking up on so that it's used as a tool and a gift and not this overwhelm that you're experiencing right now? Number one is to figure out how it works for you. Two, then raise your frequency. How do you need to raise, how is it most beneficial for you to raise your frequency? There's different ways and there's different techniques. And often we are holding on to different emotional blocks that were stored unintentionally, but it's just how our body works. We store it until it's the time to see it and deal with it. And when we're transmuting that or healing that, then that shifts and we're no longer that frequency. That's how you raise your vibration, is healing and transmuting emotional blocks. Then some of them are yours, but some of them aren't even yours. But for some reason, you grabbed a hold of that, probably as a child, you grabbed a hold of somebody else's experience and held onto it as if it was yours. Unintentionally, not knowing most of the time why, but we do that. But that can be shifted and healed from our persons, from our energy body, from our physical body. When that happens, we raise our vibration. So there's these beautiful and very effective, simple techniques to learn how to raise my vibration. So who am I as an empath? And then how do I raise my vibration? Are two ways that are so key in being successful and healthy as an empath. Then the other piece that I always bring into my classes as I'm working with empaths and going through these steps with people is that then are you designed to bring this into your everyday life? Because now we're using it in a very healthy way. So instead of being the overwhelming piece that we're like, wow, this is no gift at all, you're getting to experience how it enriches and adds to what you do. Now you're being your gifted self and you're being your intuitively gifted self. So you're being whatever you were doing within your gift set in your physical gift set. So are you a drawer, a dancer, a teacher? Are you an architect? Do you work with animals? So your physical gifts, and then you have this beautiful intuitive side and you're using it. So it brings a fulfillment and expansion of who you are. So instead of feeling that overwhelm and anxiety and depression piece from being highly empathic, you get to feel the empowerment and the joy and peace and the all of you, stepping into the all of you by understanding who you are and raising your vibration and using the tool in your everyday life. So awesome to be highly empathic. And if you're going, I don't get it, then it's time for us to talk. If you are an empath, then there's a way to raise your vibration. We can walk you through that. There's a way to introduce you to how your empathic gifts work so that you can hone this in and take it as a gift, start seeing it as a gift in your life and how to use that. It's awesome. It's empowering. It's amazing. Can't wait to talk to you more about it. Reach out to me at janell@janellray.com and we can explore this together further.